Cool, I'll do this one. This one's called Virginia. I shut my front door for the last time today. Fixing to fix that old rambling itch again. Taking the geographical cure. Your wise words hit me in the head. Remember wherever you go, there you are. So my road, whoa, 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 out of control, whoa, 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 to Virginia, where would I be without you? Oh, where it all, oh, Virginia, where would I be? Blind in the minefield looking for love, laughing at the old good Lord above, sitting in the barroom waiting for my life to change. Remember back to when I was a kid, 'twas an aimless train I rode, using love and drugs and diesel fuel. Rolling up your sleeves with hands in grease, you eased me right on the road. Now with baggage in tow, I'm speeding back to you. As I roll, whoa, 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 out of control, whoa, 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 to Virginia, where'd I be without you? Go home, where it all, oh, Virginia, where would I be? Blind in the minefields, yeah, all night long, bringing my bucket to an empty well, not knowing my ass from heaven or hell, sitting in the barroom waiting on the world to change, on the world to change. Oh, Virginia, earned all the dues you paid. It's a sin you haven't been made a saint. 'Cause when life throws lemons, you smile and serve lemonade. Serve us all lemonade. Oh,
So do you remember what was the first time you picked up a guitar?
I remember as a 13-year-old under the covers in my bed with a flashlight roaming through the Sears catalog, and I got a Les Paul copy out of the Sears catalog. It might have been JCPenney, I don't know, but it was one of those two. So it was a Les Paul copy. Then I got an Ibanez Telecaster. It was a cool guitar. And then like a Yamaha 12-string, and I had a Kent Classical was my first guitar, and my first acoustic. And then I got a Strat that I still play today. It's actually a Squier Strat that I bought in the 80s, and it's been on every record I've ever made. It probably cost $200 when I bought it. It's probably worth $200 now.
Right, right. Well, you do play that instrument on the new record, Mixtape of the Open Road. I wanted to ask you a little bit about that record. It's a concept album. I was wondering if you could explain a little bit about the idea behind it and how it came about.
Well, I always wanted to make a record like maybe a Nashville 1972 thing, or a soul record, or a hard rock, Zeppelin-esque thing, or a total, Bill Monroe bluegrass approach. And I wanted to do one of these things. I just couldn't choose. And so I started writing the songs, and as I was recording them, it became apparent that these tunes are really all little worlds unto themselves. I can't really put them in one thing. So I said, I'll just I'll go with that. I'll go with the whole mixtape idea, because I used to love getting mixtapes from friends. And so I said, I'll step on the gas in that direction. I'll make it completely an anti-concept record, whereas the concept is a mixtape.
And I think it was the song I Believe in You that it references maybe a mixtape that your wife had made for you.
Yeah, well, in the song, it's not necessarily that one my wife did make, but she did make me one when we were in our early phases. And wow, it comforted me, because I was not certain that she was going to be mine forever. I was like, wow, this is my soulmate, and I was afraid that she might get away. And she made me this tape, and it let me know without words that she was going to be there when the time was right, and she was, and she still is. And
you remember what was on it?
It had "If You Go There, Go With Me, Wild Honey." U2 singing that song, and it had some Elvis.
So it sounds like in terms of making the album, it wasn't so much that the concept was guiding the songs. It sounds more like the songs were guiding the concept.
Totally. The songs dictated that this needs to be a mixtape, because, this little Nashville thing wanted to be a Nashville thing, and the bluegrass thing wanted to be a bluegrass thing, and the soul thing wanted to be a soul thing. And so I thought that'd be kind of a neat concept. I like the title too. I just liked it. It has a certain romantic thing, I think. I think of who was the writer who wrote Songs of the Open Road. I can't remember, but I just remember that title, Songs of the Open Road. And I thought, how about Mixtape of the Open Road?
And so on the album, which is pretty normal for you, there's a lot of different musical styles. You got a little bit of R&B and, some acoustic ballads and some rock rave ups. And, which like I say is normal for you, but I was wondering, was once you hit on that concept of, Mixtape of the Open Road, was it kind of liberating for you in terms of how you, move forward?
Yeah, it was. Once I knew it was going to be a mixtape, I just said, that's cool, because now anything goes. I don't have to worry about, this is going to be too different from the last track, and it'll confuse people or something. So it gave me that artistic license to just do whatever I wanted, which I love doing in the studio. I really enjoy recording. It was so fun too, making this record, because I got my old SG bass out of my storage, and I hadn't really played it since like my first record. And it's a short scale bass, and the strings on it are the same strings that were on my first record 20 years ago. So they're just like rubber bands, you know what I mean? And they just go thud, thud, thud. And you don't even need a kick drum when you use this bass, it's just,
right.
And my old Strat, that was fun. I literally just plugged into this old Twin and just literally turned it to 10, and that's the sound of the Strat on the record. There's no effects or anything. It's just a lot of fun to make. And then I played jug bass on one song, and all kinds of toys and shakers, and I really enjoy that whole process, that whole art form of recording. Nashville Greyhound Station, Locker 23. There's an old vinyl bowling bag that once belonged to me. In it there are memories, but I've misplaced the key. All the keepsakes held within it, I may never get to see. Yeah. Now I don't believe in much, maybe half of them wanna see. Some of what I touch, like the sticker on a bee. And I don't need a book of rules to tell me what to do. No, I don't believe in much, no. But I believe in you. I believe in you. That mixtape that you made me Grateful Dead all on one side. Ticket stubs from the summer show just before Jerry died. Bottle caps from Orchard Beach that day you saved my hide. You told the cops we're late for church. We left until we cried. Now I don't believe in much. Half of them wanna see some of what I touch, or insincerity, being late for supper time, sugarcoating what's not true. No, I don't believe in much. I believe in you. Funny how it takes losing to find out what we have. Sometimes it's not about choosing, more like wanting what you have. Ooh. Hey, I can't put my hands on it. It's right behind the door. That photograph of both of us, the way we were before. I'm going back to Nashville. I'm gonna get that bowling bag. All these years of not speaking have really been a drag. I could call a locksmith, but that's not what I'll do. I'm gonna break this vow of silence and get back in touch with you. See, I don't believe in much. Half of them wanna see staying out of touch with someone who was so close to me. Oh, nothing that ain't right. Oh, nothing that ain't true. You know I don't believe in much, no. But after all these years I still believe in you. I believe in you. Do you believe me? 'Cause I do. I believe in you.
Your voice is a very impressively versatile instrument.
Thank you.
It's capable of doing a lot of things. But to me, when I listen to you, the foundation of it is kind of soul. Mm-hmm. What singers have had an impact that you've heard over the years that have had an impact on how you've developed your singing style?
Oh man, everybody from Robert Plant, Stevie Wonder, Aaron Neville, Jeff Buckley, Pavarotti, Ozzy Osbourne, you know, man, everybody in the air, in the, you know, I'm like kind of like a radio. I kind of hear things, or like Otis Redding, you know, Aretha Franklin, or even the old school guys, you know, like Mel Torme or Dean Martin or Frank Sinatra, just all great singers. I've always enjoyed great singers. And I've always enjoyed playing with my voice too, because I'm primarily solo, especially on this mixtape tour. So I have to mix it up every night and sing things differently, and it's so easy to do that as a solo guy. And on the record, I also utilize my toolbox of sort of character vocalists. So on one tune, you'll hear like my soul sisters singing, "Pine away, woo!" Or like what I call my gay men's chorus is on one tune, like Ave Maria. Or like there might be some cowboy guys on another song, like so there I got all these groups of different vocal styles and sounds to add texture and color to the records. A lot of people ask me who was that vocal group singing on that cowboy thing, and
it's all you.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I love telling them that. They're always surprised.
Well, to that point, I mean, you mentioned, you know, just before, all the great singers, and you know, it's very common that truly great singers, and I would put you in that category.
Thank you.
They very often sing. That's what they do, and you know, they don't necessarily play an instrument because they've never really had to, because their vocals just can carry them. But I mean, you've been singing and playing the guitar like pretty much from the beginning. Was there ever a point when you actually thought about ditching the guitar, or was there ever any times when you said, well, I just want to sing and stand in front of a mic stand and sing?
Not really. I mean, I did do that when I was like 19. I sang in a cover band, singing Aha and Tears for Fears and Huey Lewis and all that stuff right out of high school. And it was great money, and it was a lot of fun. And it forced me to sing like way out of my range, which is probably why I have the range I have today, because I was forced to sing like, take on me, and that high note in that song, I had to hit that. And I was just the singer in that band. And, but after, now I've always, and, since I've always played guitar and sang, or played bass in one band, or even played drums in another band. But I'm always playing something.
Mm-hmm. And in terms of your guitar style, it's I think there's a lot of subtleties going on there that, it's sort of a little bit of finger picking. It's very percussive. I hear some jazz inflections in it sometimes. And did you make a conscious effort to develop this style, or is this something that happened naturally over time?
I think it happened naturally over time. I started, my roots are rock and roll, playing my Strat and playing rock music with a pick. And I remember I was watching a fella named Jeff Buckley, or not Jeff Buckley, I'm sorry, I did see Jeff Buckley too. But Ted Hawkins I saw in a small room way back when in Cambridge, Mass. And he came out and he sat on an orange crate, and he like put baby powder on his hands, and he rolled up his sleeves, and he would just start playing with his fingers. And I thought, that's really cool. And he would like hit a bass note with the thumb on the 1, and the 2 he would be slapping with his, that's cool, man. It gets a real nice full bass and sort of snare kind of groove. And so after that I dropped the pick, and I've really never picked it up since. And I love jazz music, and I love rock, and I love folk music, and I love blues and soul and gospel. I love all kinds of music. But I think, the way I play stems from being a solo guy too, because I don't have a drummer with me or a bass player, so I got to kind of...
Right, you're your own rhythm section.
My right hand is kind of the rhythm section.
Yeah. Well, tell us a little bit about this Taylor you brought with you. You've had it for almost 20 years now, right?
Yeah, this guitar I use on records, and I use it for like radio visits, or these type visits on the road. Mm-hmm. And I use it for one song in my live show, the encore. I bring out an old, it's an old studio mic, a large diaphragm condenser mic, and I do an old school like bluegrass type thing around it for the encore every night. And I use this guitar, and this has been with me for since '97. I bought it when I landed some money back in the '90s, signing a record deal, and it's been good to me ever since. It's got a nice bright voice, good if you're looking for a bright voicing on a record. Mm-hmm. I've got my old Gibson J50 at home, which is a little more bottom end beefiness. Mm-hmm. And but I enjoy it. It's a beautiful guitar.
What else do you have out on the road with you now?
Just my Godin A6, which is really my workhorse. It's what I use every night, and it's got a bridge pickup and a humbucker, and it blends the two, so you get this nice electric and acoustic sound, and you can crank it real loud because it's solid. It doesn't feed back unless I want it to feed back. And this is called Set in Stone. See my car keys on the table, my traveling boots out on the floor, that you peeking around the corner, looking at my bags packed by the door. And while I have to say goodbye, when I come home and you're surprised, we're gonna drive your mother crazy. And now the grass will grow, and the winds may change direction, but child, I need you to know that the love I have is always set in stone. Set in stone. when I'm gone, if you hear mama crying, if you hear angry shouting on the phone, just remember, child, we are trying to keep our house a happy home. While we may fuss and fight, Mom and I gonna be alright, yeah. We'll be making up this Sunday morning, and now the storms will blow, but those clouds make way for sun. Child, I need you to know that this love we share is always set in stone. Set in stone. Even if I'm miles and miles away, past Pluto and the Milky Way, you'll never be alone. Our love is set in stone. Now where's this highway road? Your love give me sense of direction, child. We need you to know when I'm far away from home, you never really be alone, 'cause this love I got is set in stone. Set in stone.